My dear friend, I want to begin by asking you something gentle but honest. How long have you been waiting?
Maybe you've been waiting for a dream to come true.
Maybe you've been waiting for the pain in your heart to heal. Maybe you've been waiting for the right person, the right opportunity, the right season of life to finally arrive. And perhaps as you sit with that waiting, there's a heaviness you carry. Because waiting is not easy. It feels like you are walking down a road with no clear end in sight. The days turn into weeks, the weeks into months, and sometimes even years. And during that long stretch of time, doubt begins to whisper. You may have caught yourself thinking, maybe it will never happen. Maybe I am not good enough. Maybe I am just wasting my time. And in those moments, your heart aches. Your mind feels restless. Your chest feels heavy. And you wonder, why does life take so long to give me what I hope for? He says, this is how you feel. Let me pause and remind you, you are not alone. You are not the only one who has struggled in silence, who has cried quietly at night, who has felt the weight of dreams that seem to remain just out of reach. The truth is, waiting is one of the hardest things we ever learn to do. Because waiting is not just about time passing. It's about what happens inside you while that time passes. The doubt, the fear, the loneliness, the comparisons, the uncertainty. That is what truly tests the strength of your spirit. But here is something I want you to hold close. Your waiting is not wasted. Every second that feels heavy is building something inside you. Patience is not about sitting idly by. It's about becoming. It's about learning to trust, even when you cannot see. It's about growing roots in silence, preparing for a season that has not yet arrived. Think about nature. A seed is buried deep in the dark soil. To the eye, nothing seems to be happening. Days pass, weeks pass, the ground looks the same, but beneath the surface, life is stirring, roots are spreading, strength is forming. And when the time is right, that seed will break through the soil and rise toward the light.
Your life is much like that seed. Just because you do not see movement does not mean growth isn't happening. Just because doors are not opening yet does not mean they never will. The unseen work is often the most powerful.
I know waiting feels like being forgotten, like the world is moving forward, and you're standing still. But perhaps the delay is not rejection, it is preparation. Maybe life is holding back certain blessings until you are ready to carry them with grace. Maybe the silence is shaping you into the person who will not just receive what you desire, but cherish it deeply when it comes. Think of a young person who longs for love, but has not yet met the right partner. In their heart, they wonder why it hasn't happened. But maybe this time is teaching them self-worth, teaching them to stand strong, to heal, to grow, so that when love does arrive, they won't lose themselves in it. They'll know how to nurture it. Or think of someone waiting for a career breakthrough. Job after job falls through, opportunities close. It feels like endless rejection. But behind the scenes, this waiting season is teaching resilience, sharpening skills, building character. So when the right door opens, they'll step into it with wisdom and gratitude, not arrogance or entitlement. And maybe this resonates with you right now. Maybe your waiting has felt endless. But let me speak gently into your heart. This is not the end of your story. Patience is not weakness. Patience is strength. Patience is believing that just because it hasn't happened yet does not mean it never will. Patience is choosing to trust that the timing of your life has meaning, even when it does not match your own schedule. So today I invite you to breathe deeply and remind yourself, you are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not less worthy than anyone else. Your story is still unfolding, and at the right time, when you are ready, when life is aligned, when the moment has ripened, what you long for will happen. Until then, let your waiting season shape you, not break you. Let it build resilience in your heart. Let it teach you to embrace the present even while you hope for the future. And let it remind you that patience is not about doing nothing. It's about becoming someone stronger, softer, wiser, and more prepared for the blessings that are already making their way toward you. Because my friend, at the right time it will happen. My friend, have you ever noticed how much we dislike delays? We live in a world that teaches us to rush. We want things now, instantly, without pause. We expect quick answers, fast solutions, immediate results. Waiting feels like an interruption to our plans. A delay feels like a punishment. But what if a delay is not a punishment at all? What if a delay is a hidden gift? Think about it. When you're stuck in traffic, you feel frustrated. You just want to reach your destination. But sometimes that delay keeps you safe from something you never saw coming. Sometimes that delay spares you from harm. Or when you apply for a job and don't get it, your heart sinks. You think, I failed. But maybe that job was not meant for you. Maybe something better, something that truly fits you, is waiting just a little further down the road. Delays are often misunderstood because we only see the surface, we only see the closed door, the unanswered prayer, the slow progress. But beneath the surface, something else is unfolding. A delay is not denial, it's a redirection, a pause that carries purpose. Let me share a story that might feel familiar. Imagine someone who dreams of owning their own home. They save, they plan, they hope. But every time they think it's close, something happens. The loan is denied, the house is sold to someone else, the money isn't enough, frustration builds. They think, why me? Why is this so hard? Years later, when they finally purchase a home, they realize something beautiful. This home is far better than the ones they once longed for. This home is where their family feels safe, where memories will be made, where their heart feels settled. If they had rushed into the first home, they would have missed this greater blessing. The delay was not punishment, it was protection, it was alignment. And maybe you can see yourself in that story. Maybe you've been waiting for a relationship, a dream, a career, or healing that feels far away, and maybe the delay has left you discouraged. But consider this, perhaps the delay is life's way of protecting you from something not meant for you. Perhaps the delay is polishing you, preparing you, shaping you into someone who can receive greater things without losing yourself along the way. There's a quiet beauty in delays, though we rarely recognize it in the moment. Delays teach you patience, but they also teach you perspective. They remind you that timing matters, that rushing can spoil what was meant to be sweet. Think of fruit. If you pick it too early, it's sour, hard, and tasteless. But when you wait for the right season, the same fruit becomes soft, sweet, nourishing. The difference isn't in the fruit itself. The difference is in the timing. Your life is like that. Some things are not ready yet. Some blessings need time to ripen, and some seasons require you to grow before you can hold what you're asking for. If you received everything you wanted right now, would you truly be ready for it? Would you be able to carry the weight, the responsibility, the lessons that come with it? Delays give you time to prepare. Delays give you time to strengthen your heart. Delays give you time to grow into the person who can not only receive but also sustain what is meant for you. Perhaps today you feel left behind. You look at others and think, they're moving ahead, their lives are working out. Why not me? But what you see on the surface is never the full story. Everyone has their delays, their pauses, their hidden struggles. What looks like speed in someone else's life may actually be shallow, and what feels like slowness in your life may actually be depth, stability, and lasting growth. So instead of fearing delays, what if you began to honor them? What if you said to yourself, this pause is shaping me. This waiting is preparing me. This delay is not wasted. It's part of the design. Because the truth is, the right things at the wrong time can still break you. But the right things at the right time have the power to bless you in ways you never imagined. Let me speak this gently into your heart. Your delays carry beauty, even if you cannot see it yet. One day you will look back and realize why things did not happen sooner. One day you will thank life for holding you back when you thought you were ready, but in truth you were not. One day you will see the masterpiece that was being painted in the shadows of your waiting.
And until that day comes, let the beauty of delays calm your spirit. Let it remind you that nothing meant for you will ever pass you by. That what is yours will arrive, not too early, not too late, but exactly when it was supposed to.
So breathe deeply. Release the panics. Trust the delay. Because, my friend, when the time is right, what you've been waiting for will not only happen, it will happen in a way that feels perfect, complete, and worth every moment of waiting. My friend, let's talk honestly about struggle. Struggle is something we all wish we could avoid. No one wakes up in the morning and says, I hope today is full of pain, difficulty, and challenges. We long for ease, for smooth paths, for doors that open effortlessly. And yet, life often gives us struggle. It comes in different forms: financial hardship, heartbreak, loneliness, health issues, rejection, uncertainty. Each one of us carries some kind of weight, and sometimes those weights feel so heavy that we wonder if we can go on. If that is how you feel right now, tired, weary, overwhelmed, let me pause and remind you of something deeply important. Your struggle does not mean you are weak. In fact, your struggle may be the very thing that is building your strength. Think about how muscles grow. When you lift weights, your muscles actually tear slightly. It is painful, uncomfortable. But when those muscles repair, they grow back stronger than before. Without resistance, without that struggle, your muscles would never develop. Life is similar. The struggles you face may tear at you, but they are also shaping you. They are building resilience, patience, courage, and empathy. They are creating a deeper version of you, one that understands life more fully, one that can carry heavier blessings in the future. I know when you're in the middle of the storm, it doesn't feel like strength. It feels like drowning. You may say to yourself, I can't handle this. I'm not built for this. But think back for a moment. How many storms have you already survived? How many nights did you cry, believing you wouldn't make it, only to find yourself still standing today? That is proof that you are stronger than you think. Proof that your spirit has a resilience you rarely give yourself credit for. Sometimes strength doesn't look like smiling or being cheerful. Sometimes strength looks like simply getting out of bed when everything inside you wants to stay under the covers. Sometimes strength looks like making it through the day without giving up, even if your heart is heavy. Sometimes strength looks like choosing kindness, even when bitterness would be easier. And perhaps you don't recognize your strength because it doesn't feel glamorous. It doesn't come with applause or recognition. But make no mistake, every time you choose to keep going, every time you refuse to let despair win, you are displaying a strength that is powerful and rare. Let's imagine for a moment a person walking through a desert. The sun is burning. The sand is endless. The thirst is overwhelming. They want to stop, to collapse, to give up. But step by step, they keep moving forward. Each step is painful. Each step feels small. But those steps are the reason they will one day reach the oasis. The struggle is what makes the arrival meaningful. Without the desert, the oasis would never be appreciated. That desert may be your life right now. A season where everything feels dry, where you are pushing forward with little energy, little clarity. But let me reassure you, the oasis is ahead. You are not walking in circles. Every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer. And this struggle will not last forever. There is also something else struggle does. It softens the heart. Have you noticed how people who have been through hardship often carry a deeper kindness? When someone has known pain, they become more sensitive to the pain of others. They are quicker to comfort, slower to judge. Struggle breaks arrogance. It teaches compassion. It transforms you into someone who can lift others, because you know what it feels like to be low yourself. Maybe right now you feel your struggle is only breaking you. But one day you may look back and realize it was also shaping you into someone wiser, gentler, more compassionate than you could have ever been without it. Think of a seed again. To grow, the seed must first crack open. That breaking is not the end, it is the beginning of life. Your struggles may be breaking parts of you open, but perhaps that breaking is making room for something new, something stronger, something more alive. So the next time you find yourself asking, why is this so hard? Why am I struggling so much? Try shifting the question. Instead of why me, try asking, what is this struggle trying to teach me? What strength is it building inside me? Because, my friend, strength is rarely built in comfort. Growth does not happen in the easy seasons. It is the fire that refines, the pressure that shapes, the struggle that awakens the strength you didn't know you had. And remember this, you are not defined by your struggle. You are defined by how you rise through it. You are defined by the way you keep holding on, the way you keep showing up, even when life feels heavy. Your struggle may shape you, but it does not destroy you. You are far more resilient than you believe. So today, take a moment to honor yourself, not for being perfect, not for having it all figured out, but for surviving, for carrying your struggles with as much grace as you can, for choosing not to give up, even when the thought crossed your mind. That, my friend, is strength. And though you may not see it yet, every ounce of strength you are building now will serve you later. Every tear, every challenge, every sleepless night, it is all preparing you for the life you are meant to live. So hold on. The struggle will not last forever, but the strength you are building through it, that will stay with you for a lifetime. My friend, one of the hardest things in life is walking down a road you cannot fully see. You may know where you want to go, you may carry dreams in your heart, but the path ahead feels foggy, uncertain, hidden. And in that uncertainty, it's so easy to feel afraid. You wonder, what if I make the wrong choice? What if this journey takes me nowhere? What if I never find my way? That fear of the unknown can be paralyzing. We like clarity, we like certainty, we like knowing every step before we take it. But life doesn't work that way. Life asks us to walk forward, even when we can't see the whole road. Think of driving at night. Your headlights only show a small stretch of the road ahead. You cannot see the entire journey. And yet, you keep moving forward, trusting that as you go, the next part of the roads will be revealed. Step by step, mile by mile, the path unfolds. Your life works in much the same way. You may not be able to see 10 steps ahead, but you are given enough light for the next step. And that is enough. The unseen path is not meant to terrify you. It's meant to teach you trust, to teach you that even without seeing the full picture, you can still keep moving. To teach you that clarity often comes in motion, not before it. Sometimes we stand still waiting for the whole plan to be revealed before we take action. But life rarely works like that. The map is not handed to you all at once. It unfolds as you move. You find direction by walking, not by waiting. Let me share an example. Imagine a young person unsure about their career. They don't know what job to pursue, what passion to follow. They wait paralyzed by the thought of making the wrong decision. But when they finally take a small step, volunteering, applying, learning a skill, they discover new doors opening. They meet people who guide them. They stumble into opportunities they never would have found if they had stayed frozen. The unseen path is not a barrier, it's an invitation. An invitation to trust that as you walk, the road will appear beneath your feet. And yes, trust is hard, because trust means letting go of control. It means believing that even if you don't know how it will work out, it still can. It means surrendering your need to predict everything, and instead choosing to believe that there is a timing, a design, a purpose beyond what you can see right now. Maybe you've been holding on to a dream for years, but nothing seems to be moving. Maybe you've been working hard, yet progress feels invisible. And maybe the hiddenness of the path makes you feel abandoned. But let me reassure you, just because you cannot see the path doesn't mean it's not there. Just because the plan isn't visible doesn't mean there isn't one. There are seasons when you feel like you're walking through fog. You can barely see ahead. Every step feels unsure. And yet somehow you are still moving forward. Somehow the fog lifts little by little, and one day you look back and realize you've come much further than you thought. Sometimes what feels hidden is actually protection. If you saw every challenge ahead of time, you might give up before you even began. If you knew every obstacle, you might lose the courage to start. Life reveals things only when you're strong enough to face them. The unseen path is not cruel, it is compassionate. It gives you only what you can handle at the moment you're ready. Trusting the unseen path is also about believing in yourself. Believing that even if things don't go exactly as planned, you will still find a way forward. Believing that you are resourceful, adaptable, capable, that even if the path twists and turns, you will not be lost. You will learn.
Let's imagine a mountain trail from the bottom. You can't see the peak. The path winds, it curves, it disappears around rocks and trees. You don't know how long it will take or what challenges you'll meet along the way. But you start walking anyway. You trust that the path will guide you upward. And step by step, though it's exhausting, you rise. And when you finally stand at the top, the view makes every uncertain step worth it.
Your life is like that mountain trail. You may not see the summit, but the path is leading you there. You are climbing. Even when you feel stuck, you are rising. Even when you feel slow, and one day you will stand in a place where you understand why the path was hidden, why it curved, why it delayed. My friend, the unseen path asks for trust. Not blind trust, but hopeful trust. Trust that your life has meaning, that your steps are not wasted, that you are guided even in silence. Trust that one day everything will align and you'll see why it had to unfold this way. So if today you feel lost, unsure, afraid of the unknown, let me whisper this into your heart. You are not lost. You are simply on an unseen path. And though you cannot see the destination, the journey itself is shaping you. The unseen is not empty. It is full of hidden blessings waiting for their moment to appear. Keep walking. Keep believing. The road will unfold beneath your feet. And when the time is right, the path that once felt invisible will reveal itself as the very road that was always meant for you. My dear friend, waiting is already hard enough. But what makes it heavier is when you are waiting with a wounded heart. Perhaps you are carrying old pain, loss, betrayal, rejection, disappointment. Perhaps the delay in your life feels sharper because it touches an unhealed place inside you. It is not easy to wait when your heart is hurting. You might feel like the wounds of the past are still in your present. You may wonder why life asked you to carry both pain and patience at the same time. But I want to tell you something that might bring comfort. Your waiting season can also be your healing season. You see, waiting is not just empty time. Waiting can be sacred time. Time to slow down, to reflect, to rebuild what has been broken inside. Sometimes the reason life asks you to wait is because you need to heal before you can step into the next chapter. Think about someone who has just recovered from an injury. Imagine they broke their leg and after the cast comes off, they're eager to run. But if they run too soon without giving their muscles time to strengthen again, they could harm themselves worse than before. The pause, the rest, the waiting, it isn't punishment, it's protection, it's healing. Your heart works the same way. After pain, after disappointment, after heartbreak, you may feel impatient to jump into something new, to escape the ache by filling it with new experiences, but without healing, you risk carrying the same pain into the future. That is why waiting can be a gift. It gives you space to heal. Maybe right now you feel broken. Maybe your past still speaks loudly in your mind, but let this sink in. Healing is not about erasing what happened. Healing is about learning to live again, to breathe again, to smile again, even with the scars you carry. Scars do not make you weak. They are proof of your survival. They are the evidence that despite everything, you are still here. Healing while you wait means being gentle with yourself. It means giving yourself permission to rest, permission to feel, permission to not always be strong. Too often we pressure ourselves to move on quickly, to pretend nothing hurts. But true healing takes time, and time is exactly what waiting provides. It may look like small acts of self-love, choosing to go for a walk instead of sitting in the dark, writing down your feelings instead of letting them drown you, talking to someone you trust instead of carrying everything alone. It may not seem like much, but these little acts are how you stitch yourself back together. Healing also means forgiving, not necessarily forgetting, not excusing, but releasing the grip that pain has on your heart. Because as long as anger and resentment fill your soul, there is little room for peace. Forgiveness is not about others. It is about setting yourself free. Think of it like carrying a heavy stone in your pocket. Day after day, it weighs you down. Forgiveness is choosing to finally put the stone down, to let yourself walk lighter. That is the healing that waiting can offer. And while you heal, you grow. You learn more about yourself. You discover your resilience, your boundaries, your values. Waiting gives you the chance to ask yourself, who am I becoming? What do I truly want? What kind of life do I wish to build? Without healing, you might walk into your future carrying pieces of your past that were never meant to stay. But with healing, you step into your future lighter, clearer, and more ready to receive what is meant for you. There's another truth about healing. It's not always visible. Just like a seed grows roots underground before it ever breaks the surface, much of your healing happens quietly inside. You may not notice it at first. You may think, I'm not getting better, I'm still hurting. But then one day you realize the memories don't sting as sharply, the tears don't fall as often, the weight doesn't feel as crushing. Slowly, gently, you are healing. So if you are waiting and hurting, don't rush yourself. Don't force yourself to be over it before your heart is ready. Instead, allow yourself to heal at your own pace. Let the waiting be the soil where your strength grows, where your wounds begin to close. And while you heal, remember to show yourself kindness. Speak gently to yourself. Encourage yourself the way you would comfort a friend. Too often we are our own harshest critics. But healing needs tenderness, not judgment. My friend, this season of waiting may not just be about what you are waiting for. It may be about who you are becoming in the process. Healing is part of that becoming. Your pain may have shaped you, but it does not define you. And your healing will prepare you for the beauty that is ahead. One day, you will look back and realize the waiting was not just empty time. It was sacred time, time that mended you, strengthened you, and prepared your heart for the joy that was always meant to come. So let yourself heal while you wait. Take each day as it comes. Be gentle, be patient, be loving to yourself. Because when the time is right, you will not only step into a new season, you will step into it with a healed heart, ready to embrace it fully. My friend, every season of waiting carries within it a hidden invitation, an invitation to grow into the person you are meant to become. You see, when we focus too much on what we're waiting for, we sometimes forget who we're becoming in the process. We think life will truly begin after the dream arrives, after the door opens, after the blessing appears. But the truth is, life is happening now. Growth is happening now. You are being shaped right here in this waiting season. Perhaps you've been waiting for something for so long that you've put your life on pause. You've told yourself, when this happens, I'll be happy. When I get that job, I'll start living. When I meet the right person, I'll finally feel complete. But the person you are becoming while you wait is just as important as the thing you're waiting for. Because when your blessing arrives, it won't just meet your circumstances, it will meet you. And who you are in that moment matters. Think about it. If someone gives you a gift, but you are not ready to use it wisely, that gift can become burden. If you step into an opportunity before you've developed discipline, that opportunity can overwhelm you. If you enter a relationship before you've learned self-love, that relationship may not heal you, it may hurt you more.
That's why this season is not wasted. This is the season where you prepare, where you build the character and the strength to sustain the future you are hoping for.
Imagine an artist shaping clay. At first, it looks like nothing but a lump, ordinary, unremarkable. But slowly, with care and patience, the artist molds it, pressing here, smoothing there. The clay must endure the pressure of the artist's hands, the shaping, the spinning on the wheel. It must also face the fire of the kiln. Only then does it emerge as something strong, beautiful, and ready to be used. In the same way, you are being shaped. The waiting, the delays, the struggles, they are all part of the process that is molding you into the person you're meant to be. You may not see it yet, but growth is happening. Ask yourself, who am I becoming while I wait? Am I becoming more patient or more bitter? Am I growing in kindness or shrinking in resentment? Am I learning resilience or giving in to despair? These are gentle but important questions, because the waiting season is not only about what you receive, it is about what you build inside yourself. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people waiting for the same opportunity. One spends the waiting season complaining, doubting, giving up on themselves. The other spends the waiting season learning, growing, preparing, strengthening. When the opportunity finally comes, the second person is ready. They can handle it, they can sustain it, and they thrive. The opportunity was the same, but the difference was in who they became. While they waited, maybe right now you feel restless. You want things to happen faster. But what if this time is shaping you in ways you don't yet understand? What if this is the season where you discover your true strength, where you find your purpose, where you lay the foundation for everything that's ahead? Becoming who you're meant to be doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the small, everyday choices. Choosing gratitude even when things are slow. Choosing discipline even when no one is watching. Choosing hope even when doubt whispers. Choosing love even when bitterness feels easier. Each choice shapes you. Each choice adds to the person you are becoming. Think of a tree. For years it grows underground before it ever bears fruit. Its roots dig deep, searching for water, anchoring it to the soil. No one sees this hidden work, but it is essential, because one day, when storms come, The tree will stand strong, unshaken. And one day, when it bears fruit, those roots will sustain it. Your waiting season is your root season. It is when you dig deep, when you build strength unseen by others, when you anchor yourself so that when your blessings come, you won't topple, you will stand tall. And remember this, becoming who you're meant to be is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming authentic, becoming patient, kind, resilient, hopeful, becoming someone who can handle life with grace, who can carry both joy and pain with strength. So if you are waiting right now, don't see it as wasted time. See it as sacred time. Time to become the version of yourself that will not only receive what you're asking for, but will also know how to nurture it, protect it, and let it grow. One day, when what you've been waiting for finally arrives, you realize the waiting was never just about the blessing. It was about you, about the person you became, about the strength you discovered, about the depth you gained. And perhaps in that moment, you'll even whisper to yourself, it was worth it. Every delay, every struggle, every tear, it was worth it, because it shaped me into the person I was always meant to be. So my dear friend, as you wait, keep becoming, keep growing, keep building the strength and character that will carry you into the next chapter of your life. Because when the time is right, not only will your blessing arrive, you will be ready for it. My dear friend, as you sit here listening, perhaps your heart is heavy with questions. When will it happen? When will things change? How long must I wait? I want you to know something very important. Your story is not over yet. The delay you feel right now is not denial. It is preparation. Life has a rhythm, a timing, a flow that we cannot always see. And just because it hasn't happened yet, doesn't mean it never will. The right time will come. Sometimes we think everything should happen quickly. We want answers immediately. We want doors to open now. But life does not always move at our pace. Life unfolds in seasons. Just as a seed does not bloom the day it is planted, your dreams and your breakthroughs will not arrive before their appointed time. Think about the beauty of a sunrise. You cannot force it to appear earlier. You can stand on the hill all night, wishing and waiting, but the sun will rise only when the earth is ready, when the timing is right, and when it does, nothing can stop it. Darkness cannot hold it back. The light always comes. In the same way, what you are waiting for has its own sunrise. It may feel like night right now. It may feel endless. But one day, without warning, the first light will break through. And in that moment, you'll realize every moment of waiting was leading here. You may be asking yourself, but why does it take so long? Sometimes the timing is about what is happening within you. Other times it's about what is happening around you. Life may be aligning people, opportunities and circumstances in ways you cannot see yet. The delay is not punishment, it is orchestration. Imagine if you walked into a theater before the stage was ready. The curtains might still be closed, the lights dim, the actors not yet in place. If the play began too early, it would feel empty, incomplete. But when the stage is fully prepared, when everything is in its place, the show becomes unforgettable. Your life is like that. Behind the curtain, things are being arranged. Pieces are moving. People are being prepared. And when the right time comes, the curtain will open and the story of your life will unfold beautifully. But here's the truth. The waiting season is often the hardest. It tests your patience, it stretches your faith, it whispers doubts into your mind. Maybe it will never happen. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should just give up. If you've ever felt those thoughts, you are not alone. But remember this, just because the road feels long, doesn't mean it doesn't lead somewhere. Just because the doors are closed today doesn't mean they'll stay closed forever. The right time will come. And when it does, it will come in a way you could not have imagined. Maybe you've been waiting for healing, for love, for purpose, for stability, for peace in your heart. Whatever it is, trust that your story is still being written. This moment is not the end. This is just one chapter. And the next one may hold the breakthrough you've been praying for. Don't rush the timing. Don't measure your life by someone else's clock. Their season is theirs and yours is yours. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be for your story. Think of a garden. Not every flower blooms at the same time. Some bloom in spring, some in summer, some in autumn. And yet, each has its season of beauty. If the rose compared itself to the sunflower, it might feel late. If the sunflower compared itself to the tulip, it might feel slow. But when each blooms in its time, the garden is complete. So too with your life. You will bloom at your appointed time. And when you do, no one can take away your season. My friend, if you are tired, hold on a little longer. If you are weary, take a deep breath and remind yourself, my time will come, my season will arrive. Life has not forgotten you. Hope has not abandoned you. The very fact that you are still here, still holding on, is proof of your strength. And when your moment arrives, it will make sense. You will see why it took this long. You will see how the struggles shaped, how the waiting strengthened you, how the delays protected you. And you will whisper to yourself with tears in your eyes, this was worth the wait. So tonight, as you close your eyes, let your heart rest. Stop asking when and start trusting it will. The right time will come, and when it does, you won't need to force it, chase it, or beg for it. It will unfold naturally, beautifully, powerfully.
Hold on. Stay patient. Keep growing. Keep believing, because your sunrise is on its way. And when it finally rises, it will light up everything around you.
The right time will come. And when it does, you will understand why you had to wait.